Good evening, friend. Got some word from you from 2 Corinthians 12, 9 and 10. He says, "My grace is sufficient. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. Therefore I will gladly glory. I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. I take pleasure in infirmities, persecution, in the stresses. For Christ's sake, when I'm weak, I am strong." His grace is sufficient for whatever we face. It means His grace is enough. His strength is made perfect when we are weak. But that's because we become less dependent upon ourselves and more dependent upon Him. And we become more dependent upon Him. There's no situation, praise God, He cannot turn around. His grace is sufficient for whatever you're going through. Paul said, "I will glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me." He knew the bigger the problem, the greater the miracle that God was setting us up for. So when we go through things, God does not leave us. Deuteronomy says, "Be strong, be of good courage. Neither be afraid, for the Lord your God, He goes with you. He won't fail you, nor forsake you." Joshua 1 and 9 says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong, be of good courage. Neither be afraid, nor dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Proverbs says, "He is a friend that sticks closer than a brother." And we know in Daniel, when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went in the fiery furnace, and the king looked down and said, "Wait a minute, didn't we throw three?" The servant said, "Yeah, we threw three." He said, "I see four, and the fourth looks like the Son of God." He went with them in the fire. And maybe you feel like tonight you're in the fire. Can I remind you, His grace is sufficient. Maybe you feel like there's no way you're coming out of this trial. Can I remind you, His grace is sufficient. Maybe you feel like you've got yourself in a situation and the devil's got you now. Can I remind you, John 8 and 44 says the devil is a liar and the father of all lies. God's grace is enough for you. His grace is enough to pull you out. His grace is enough to see you through. His grace is enough to give you the strength to keep on going. When God started this in you, believer, Philippians 1 and 6 says, "Be confident of this very thing. What He started in you, He will complete it until the day of Christ." So don't you dare give up. You get back up. You encourage yourself in the Lord. He didn't bring you this far to leave you. He's got a plan for your life to give you hope and give you a future. And then you'll find Him when you search for Him with all your heart. His grace is sufficient for you in whatever you're going through. He will not let you down. God is faithful. 1 Corinthians 1 and 9, who's called us in the fellowship of His Son, Jesus Christ. Meaning not only does He want us to go to heaven, but He wants to walk with us through the trip. He is with you. He won't fail you, and He won't forsake you, and He will see you through. And the trial of your faith is much more precious than gold that will be tried with fire. It might be found with praise, honor, the glory, and the appearing of Jesus Christ. This trial, God's going to make you stronger. This trial is going to teach you to depend more upon God. Hang in there. His grace is sufficient.